obviously, go watch the original thing. The Unsubscribed podcast is hilarious. These guys are great. They always have great guests on. You'll see. Oh, and by the way, in this, the Act Man is the guest. I'm spoiling like 10 seconds from now. So, a lot of stuff happened here. Anyways.
Speaking of communism, though, I've actually been reading into it, and
Nick loves communism.
It sounds really good.
On paper, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, on paper it is, and
oh, wait, you brought us something?
I brought something, made some scripture to share with the people.
Oh wow!
Oh, it's going in the background. What are you chucking, Jake?
We're just throwing things. Don't worry about it.
See, I think
this incident, episode 2.
I think people, when they think of communism, they think of all the times it's failed, but it's never actually been implemented properly.
It's never been implemented the way you would do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, thank God.
This is the argument every time. Every time communism's been implemented, it's failed. Well, that's because they didn't do it right. All right? All your complaints about capitalism. Well, that's because we're not doing it right. Fat Lusher Mike Kool-Aid Man threw a wall to argue with them. You would think so. However, I would also point out that I can actually map out problems with our current system. Like the bailout in 2008, which is actually explicitly not supposed to happen under capitalism.
Oh, Nick isn't here. Fuck, dude.
We should all sign it. What's up?
Dude, Nick, have you watched how...
This is a bit,
This is
I
how you
believe.
set up. This is how you set
Simmer.
up. Okay, we're going to definitely put this in the background.
I actually,
Actually, put it next to the
Nick,
retard one.
Yeah, Nick would be suplexing you into the fucking corner. If
Well,
you showed
can
this
I
around.
just share some lines of scripture?
absolutely,
please.
go for it.
Before anyone starts, they have an actual book with that word in it as its title. So,
God, thank God Nick isn't here. Fuck.
And Jesus,
Don't feed the Ukrainians. I'm sorry, was that not in the original book or like?
I picture Nick like right now looking around like a disturbance in the force.
And then Jesus said, "Nobody should be allowed the fruits of their own labor. We should all be equally as miserable." The end.
That's a pretty good summary. What's funny is I actually own
Mark's
I own a hardback copy.
yeah, Mark's
I own a hardback copy of this as well as like Das
Wait, is that
Kapital.
as big as it is?
He's a communist?
Yeah.
So that's the funny part. If you took a
They
picture,
can be anywhere. They can be anywhere. They're
all right,
right
McCarthy. If you took a picture of my library, you'd be very confused because I do a decent bit of reading, I think. And I think most historic texts are important to at least read through. And so I have intentionally in my fucking wall, I have a copy of Das Kapital, the Communist Manifesto, and Mein Kampf all together on the same shelf just to confuse the shit out of anybody who walks into my library.
if it were someone who wasn't running for a political position that the Democrats hate, he would be considered a well-read intellectual by having all three of those books up there.
Wait, this is fucking only 40 pages?
That's all they needed. That's all the paper they had.
This is what started, and this is what people go off of?
There's no food in there, bud.
1 page for every million people it killed.
There's actually a modern example that I think kids can relate to figure out how communism doesn't work. If you guys have ever played Valheim or Minecraft with your buddies,
Yes.
and you leave your chests unlocked, let's say you guys are building a world together in Minecraft, and you got your own house. Everybody has their own house. You guys are mining stuff. You're getting materials, all this stuff. You got your different chests with signs like this is where the wood is. This is where the diamonds are. You log off for a couple days, log back in, and half your house has been destroyed, and all your shit is gone. And you tell your buddies, "Yo, dude, where's all the wood? Where are the diamonds?" "Oh, I used it to build my own." That's why communism doesn't work.
It went to the front line, comrade.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at New Wall, comrade.
Yeah.
This is my house. Yeah, but mine's gone. Very nice structure to build base off of.
Yeah, but we built new building with your stuff. We built a community building over here.
No, that's exactly like it's actually funny because like whenever me and my buddies would play Valheim, like you'd get those people who would just kind of like around, but they would just take your shit and then like your that you worked for, you went out and you got that iron ore.
I know every single
I like it so video game. You're so pissed because you're like, bro.
every
Bro,
single
I'm mine for this shit.
every single April. I know, I get it.
Yeah. So in case any kids were wondering, communism doesn't work.
I like that. And then Karl Marx, you have to pay to see his grave, which is. You didn't know that?
You do. Actually, I think they recently raised the
The
price.
satire writes itself.
Yeah.
In order to see his gravestone, you must pay money.
No way.
I'm
no
so
shot.
upset.
No,
Nick.
fucking Google it. That is an
I
actual.
believe you.
You're filling this seat, dude. You are our stand-in Nick right now. You're ranting against communism and you have no sleeves.
He gets up and he's like, "What? I don't even know about communism." Walks away. Nick's
No,
infused with
I'm
it.
being serious. I actually love it.
Yeah, this is an old
Oh, I
one.
see. Yeah.
On a real
Yeah.
note.
Or,
Super
grab
into
my
I mean,
gun
they still
for me.
didn't have to do a lot of digging because this
I
is
grabbed two.
with the
I'll do it,
Ackman there and what they're talking about. It's a pretty infamous.
Yeah,
clip,
3,
but
bring it.
Still,
Nick, I can just
Thank
hear
you
it.
for the gift.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's definitely going next to the other book.
The
Now,
retard book.
I did bring another book.
Dude,
and
put it next to teaching
Yeah,
the
see, here's
mentally
the thing.
retarded
It's
and
not even
communist
Brandon's book.
manifesto.
You didn't
Just
hear
put
that?
in teaching.
They're
the
cutting
middle
out him holding the
That's what I was-
book.
like, that's,
The-
yeah,
the
I was adding
Ackman
on to the
brought.
joke.
I was like, put it next to the retard. And then Cody's like, put it next to the retard book.
Now, I did bring another book.
Teaching the mentally retarded. We're just going to go ahead and just throw that in there.
Yeah.
Look at the first page you open, it's like,
A nice surprise when they open it.
The plot thickens.
So originally, I really was deeply invested in communism. I truly believed in it until I started reading this other book, and I started
Oh, God.
really diving into it. And well, it just it comes from a very trusted source, and he just was really starting to speak some truth to it, and I started to realize
Look at
that
Brandon's
communism probably
face.
doesn't work the way people think it does. Now, if you want, I did bring the book with me.
I know where this is going. Yep.
Have you guys read this?
oh. Oh, my God. This is good.
Yep. Nope.
Even better.
Try again.
Oh, A.H. Author. A.H.
Oh, yeah.
You knew what this was.
Oh,
right?
I knew it. One of the reasons I knew what it was.
Dude, I just like you were like, I'm coming on to Unsub. You know who would love some books?
See, we're trying to be.
I have quite the catalog to pick from.
We actually want to be fair and balanced, so we brought both. I no shit have a
He has
picture
some great
somewhere.
points, as you were saying.
Yeah, so he's got some great points.
That's my copy at my
Yeah,
house
you got-
next to a
okay.
bunch of the German stick grenades.
Oh
I
yeah,
got,
this
the
this is an
1939
original,
edition
but
printed in English
I
just because
remember
thought
what's
it
in
was
it, and
wild.
it's amazing.
That
No,
you
no.
couldn't buy it on
Just
Amazon.
wait, 'cause
but you
this
could
is
buy the Communist
annotated.
Manifesto and Desktop.
Someone went through and left
This was
comments.
more expensive than the Communist Manifesto, so I guess communism does.
It has a
kind of
couple
work.
more pages.
Yeah, a couple more pages, but when someone brings out a copy of Mein Kampf, your first question is probably, why do they own that? There's a lot of good reasons. If we turn to page 447.
Well, hold on. Was that a bookmark?
Have you actually read this book? It's dog shit.
Yeah. So it is so
Fucking
schizo.
sucks.
It's so
bad.
It's all over the.
But
They're just gonna cut segments out of this. Brandon's like, yeah, I own a copy. Oh, great reading.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
s-
segment this. And
They
they're like,
called it in the
there's our
video,
career.
and
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're
Cut
now
it up to the
attacking
intro
him
so it makes
with
me look
this.
like a fucking unhinged Nazi, right?
And we all just agree.
Yeah. And Hitler said, here he is not frightened by anything at all, and his baseness becomes so gigantic that nobody need wonder that in our people, the personification of the devil as the symbol of all evil assumes the living appearance of the Jew.
That's the 10-second
heard-
intro now.
You heard it here, folks.
That's the intro. People are gonna be like, "Well, I gotta watch this episode now."
Dude, I never
What
would
the
have.
Fuck.
I never would have assumed this would be the one. Like, yeah, let's get the video game guy on. That's pretty
Man, he looks
easy,
good.
man. That's no. Fuck, dude.
Yo, but I was actually surprised. I know you guys like history on this channel, so like I'll be real. Well, the interesting thing about
haven't
this is
gotten to
that
the best
this is
part.
an annotated version of Mein Kampf. So basically, it has thousands of Twitter community notes on all the shit he said that's wrong and stupid.
Yeah.
So that's point number one. Like, if you try to read this
Oh,
without,
it actually does have like
Yeah.
annotation notes.
yeah, exactly. And
Oh man, it has some roots in Nietzsche.
yeah, so they released this in 1939 before they
Yeah.
invaded Poland.
Yep.
So it offers a pretty interesting perspective of like what the sentiment was right before World War II broke out. You know, because Hitler, I think he came out with it in what, 23? Mein Kampf?
I want to say it was a little later than that. Yeah.
33?
Yeah, it was
Somewhere in there. But you know,
Wait
They
for
allied
it.
himself with Marxist mortal enemies.
yeah. See, this is where I started to, I started to break away from the communist cult, and now I think I'm on
It
something
was
much better.
wow, no, you were close. It was July of 1925. I didn't realize it was that early.
Yeah, no. So this didn't really come to the States. They couldn't read this in English until like way later. And when it came out, I think the first copies, like, you know, they didn't really censor much in Nazi Germany. They were pretty like free speech advocates.
Yeah, it never burnt.
When the early English editions that came out in the United States were basically done without his permission. They had those annotations like he's gonna read, which are hilarious. But something else that's really cool is that they were actually, the profits went to a fund for helping getting Jews out of Europe. Which is part of the reason why it was done without permission. Go ahead. I mean, they're going to read off the details of this book in this clip. Just search those details and it'll tell you.
We're big on books.
But the interesting
What
part,
books did they burn, Eli?
the interesting part about this is that it actually highlights the sections of Mein Kampf that Hitler didn't want people outside of Germany to read. So you have like what he's trying to hide, what his
That's
bullshit.
actually a deep dive of. So it's actually good reading. This one would be a very good reading. For
There's no point to
historical.
read
Yeah.
this book unless you read it with like annotations and like the backstory of like, yeah, he's fucking
And
an idiot.
it's nice that it's really not like it's not a modern annotation. This is historical context before Germany is the enemy. This is what the sentiment was at the time. I completely agree. Like that's
Yeah.
really, really interesting to see. Like,
Yeah, it's a good excuse. I just hate the Jews. I mean, that's why I have it. But you know,
Oh, we're gonna get along. Not
That's
because
gonna
of
be
that
lovely.
statement, but
no.
You're
I never thought I'd have an intellectual conversation about the fucking the I guess
Antithesis.
validity of reading Mein Kampf in 2024 on a podcast with a video game guy.
I actually want to share part of the review
Yes.
for it. So there's like a brief
Poland
review.
gives this 1 star.
No, like a review of Mein Kampf by Dorothy Thompson. Shout out Dorothy Thompson because
Dorothy Thompson should be a legend.
I just want to read the first paragraph, okay? So this is her review of Mein Kampf. Americans can now read the text of the book that has shaken Western civilization. Keep in mind, 1939. The reader will find the English writing rhetorical, turbid, and digressive, and the text disorganized. Do not, however, criticize the translators. Hitler's first battle was with the German language, and this fight, at least, he has never won.
God damn.
Mic drop moment. There's more. Let it be said that if the world is overthrown by this document and the man behind it, it is overthrown without benefit of grammar or literary style.
Dorothy's spicy, dude.
Dorothy Spice. Shout out Dorothy
Dorothy,
Thompson,
you still
bro.
alive and
Dorothy
kicking.
fucked him up.
I know, right?
Dorothy was on the list.
She's not done.
Good thing she was over here.
Yeah, right.
No, she doesn't stop there.
Yeah, Man in the High Tower, or Man in the High Castle.
Hitler had to conquer Germany to compel even Nazis to read this book. God damn.
This reads like an
Now,
internet
of course,
comment,
it is the
doesn't
German
it?
Bible, running close to the annual circulation of the Holy Scriptures, but there are plenty of high-ranking officials of the German government who have never gotten past the first 2 chapters. I couldn't either, by the way. It is most definitely a book that one can lay down.
Dorothy's fucking savage.
Right? So, like, I mean, on the real, it's like,
Dorothy's
it's really interesting to see what people actually thought
fantastic.
of the book
Yeah.
in 1939, like before they invaded Poland.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know, right? She fucking dropped the mic. But there's also a funny, at the very end of her review, she says, this is all something tribalistic, pre-Renaissance, pre-Rome, pre-civilization. Against the instinctualism of this book, against the fetish world, mankind is striven upward, feeling his way step by step through ages. Occasionally he has relapsed when civilization became too hard. Then we have had a dark age. Are we in for another? I think not.
Well, that didn't age particularly well.
That last
Yeah,
part
she
didn't,
did
but
miss on the
everything else.
last one. Though.
Dorothy, that was a bold prediction.
Yeah.
One that did not come to fruition.
You know, Dorothy hits, 99% of the time, but just that 1%.
Kind of sounds like Dorothy calls World War II. Buddy.
Well, she like no balls him into World War II.
He just fucked him up.
I need to find out what other books this Dorothy Thompson has reviewed, because that was perfect. That was hilarious and perfect. But yeah, it's like they managed to cut that up. And I mean really chop that up in order to try to start their latest smear campaign. But you can see they have no respect for this guy. She was a radio presenter in the 30s, which was a rarity. Ooh! It would be super duper hard to find. But there might even be recordings of her. So that we could just hear her sassing people in as she did. That would be great. I would love to see that. Or hear that. She's a legend. Alright. But yeah, so there's the full actual context of that. But like I said, I hope he sues, because man, they can they have flat out said the exact opposite, and without the allegedly. They're in the Library of Congress. We're gonna have to look into that. She commented on World War II as it happened. Oof. Oof. She did say that wasn't gonna happen. Oof. But fantastic. All right. I'm gonna look into that. Yeah, I think that sounds like a stream idea, is digging up some Dorothy Thompson stuff. He was the first American thrown out of that era of Germany. Gee, I wonder why, after that roasting she gave.